What's up, y'all? This is Marcus Sniffles, Colts fan, and this is a video that I've been waiting to do for a while. And at the beginning of the season, I did a video previewing the Colts season for 2024, and my prediction was the Colts would have a top five, if not the best, scoring offense in the NFL. So we're going to kind of go back through that video, and this is pretty much going to be a roast session about how dumb I am. So before we get into that, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. Helps the algorithm, helps us build a community here and get things rolling. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get to this video that will definitely not embarrass me in any way.
We make the f***ing rules in the house. No more talk. Just win. Let's go.
Touchdown! I-N-D-Y! Anthony Richardson.
Or drop a hot take, but just kind of give somewhat a prediction of what I think the Colts offense can be and how high we can go with how the team has been built. And the question I have is, why can't the Colts be a top five offense? Why can't the Colts be a top five offense? Probably because of this guy that's in the video right now on the screen. He's a big part of the reason why the Colts weren't a top five offense, but we'll get into that. Going into 2024. Last year, we were a top 10 scoring offense, scoring just 23 points, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that was enough points to be number 10 in all of the NFL. And then when you go back and you look through some of the teams that we played and the lack of quarterbacking that we had during last season. So last year, the Colts played 5 top 10 defenses. We played the number one scoring defense in the Ravens, put up 22 with. That was a crazy game. I can't believe we did that. I can't believe we won that game with Gardner Minshew. Unbelievable. Without Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor, we played the number 8 scoring defense in the Saints, scored 27 points without Anthony Richardson. The number 7 defense in Tampa scored 27 points without Anthony Richardson. Played the Steelers, the number 6 scoring defense, put up 30 points without Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor. Played the number 9 scoring defense in the Raiders and scored 23 points. I'm going to pause this real quick. Just to give myself a little bit of grace here, the Colts offense in 2023 with the first year of Shane Steichen, we were a top 10 scoring offense by scoring 23 points a game. This past season, we were the 17th ranked scoring offense, but we only scored 22 points a game. Like, we dropped 7 spots because we scored 1 less point. I was a lot closer. I'm way closer to being right than I am to being wrong, technically, for being technical. So, based on that, it appears that no matter how good or great the defense is, the Colts offense is going to put up their average as far as point scoring. Like, whether you're the number 1 defense or the number 9 defense, it didn't matter. We were still going to score points. And that's a testament to Shane Steichen's play calling, the offensive line getting back to an elite status, and the running game. Our offense pretty much did what it was supposed to do every game last year. And coming into the 2024 season, we're only scheduled to play 3 defenses that were in the top 10 in scoring in the Packers, Steelers, and the Bills. All right, Packers, Steelers, Bills. We scored a whopping 10 points against the Packers, 27 points against the Steelers, which is great. And what was the other team that I said? Packers, Steelers, Bills. Bills, we put up a whopping 20 points. Let's go. Teams that are on our schedule that have the potential to be top 10 defenses that were probably, between 11 and 15 are the Jets, Patriots, Titans, and Texans. Jets, Patriots, Titans, Texans. This year, Jets, 28 points. Titans played twice, 38 points. 20 point. Like I feel like I was right here. I feel like I was right. 25 points against the Patriots. Like, guys, I wasn't that wrong here. We scored one less point than we did last year. Come on, guys. What are we doing?
So those teams have the potential to be
over 20 points in all those games
based on last year and projections. So, like I said earlier, the Colts averaged 23 points last year, and that was top 10 in the NFL. It's all about how much do you believe in Anthony Richardson's development? How much do you believe in the talent that he has, having the arm?
I believe in the talent of Anthony Richardson. The development, I was shaky on it last year. Now, for context, and I will beat this drum for a while. The past offseason, Anthony Richardson spent most of it rehabbing his shoulder. He could not have a full offseason and go through a full regimen of like throwing, film study, footwork, all the things that probably goes into an off season. Anthony Richardson wasn't able to do that because he spent a majority of it rehabbing. This season, he's not going to be rehabbing his arm, shoulder, elbow, nothing upper body, nothing with his arm, so he can really get into it and hone in on the accuracy that he built on post benching. Development wise, I think that the Colts, obviously hindsight is 2020. The Colts should have either made Anthony sit for a year or two, or benching should have never been an option. Should have never been an option, even though it might have helped him. I don't know. Who knows? Developing quarterbacks is hard. Who would have thought?
To make every throw, to stretch the ball down the field, because that's one thing Gardner Minshew refused to do. Gardner Minshew rarely threw the ball deep downfield. He rarely pushed the ball down the field. Anthony Richardson is not afraid to rip it, and he has the talent to get the ball anywhere on the field.
Say what you will about Anthony Richardson and his deep ball. There are times where I feel like he goes deep too much. Like, mix in a check down every now and again. Like, you don't always have to take the deep shot. I know we got Alec Pierce out there, and he's pretty much unguardable 20 yards downfield, but nothing wrong with just a little check down. Little check down.
How much do you believe in A.D. Mitchell?
Sheesh! God damn. Oh, A.D. Mitchell. Man. Okay. His numbers weren't great. His numbers aren't great for a rookie wide receiver, especially when you compare it to all the numbers of all the other rookie wide receivers drafted before and after him. A.D. Mitchell did not have a good year. But I think most of that has to do with his connection, chemistry, and development as a wide receiver. He was kind of in and out of the lineup. He played different positions. He had to play in Josh Downs' role at the beginning of the season. He got to fill in for Michael Pittman sometimes, play with Alec Pierce. Like, and playing with different quarterbacks with AR and then Joe Flacco and then back to AR and then back to Joe Flacco. The one thing about A.D. Mitchell and the reason why I'm not out on A.D. Mitchell and why I think he still can be a productive wide receiver in this league, every time he runs a route, he gets open. He's never been like just covered. Like, he might run the wrong route. He might not be where he's supposed to be. He might not catch the ball, but he is always open. I give A.D. Mitchell that, and that I believe in the talent of A.D. Mitchell. He just has to get the mental part right.
Like, A.D. Mitchell, obviously a second-round pick. He's not going to be wide receiver one, but on this offense where you have someone like Michael Pittman Jr. and you have a Josh Downs and Jelani Woods could possibly be a potential breakout candidate at tight end, and Jonathan Taylor in the running game, AD should probably have a lot of one-on-one matchups. He should get a lot of easy, wide-open looks. So, how much do you believe in the young guys and the veteran guys like Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman Jr.? Are Anthony Richardson, AD, Jelani Woods, and a healthy Jonathan Taylor?
Jelani Woods. Hey, this your last chance, bro. I'm not sticking my neck out for you again, man. This coming up season, last chance for me.
Are all those players worth one touchdown?
No.
If all those players combined are worth one touchdown, the Colts offense would average 30 points. If the Colts averaged 30 points, they would have been the number one offense, scoring offense last season. Now you have to kind of project into seeing like, okay, can they be the number one offense? You know, what other teams have the possibility?
For the record, last season the Colts scored 30 points against the Jaguars in a loss with Joe Flacco. 30 points against the Titans, and 30 points against the Giants. I'm not really counting those 30 points because, I mean, most of that was garbage time. We got blown out in that game, which was whatever.
Of, you know, taking that crown. And I think, obviously, say what you want about Tua, but the Dolphins put up a lot of points in yards. So you got the Dolphins, the 49ers with Shanahan's scheme and all those weapons they got over there, the Lions, the Rams.
I called it with the Lions. Called it early.
Patrick Mahomes and C.J. Stroud, they could obviously sneak into that number one spot. But those are a lot of teams that could also be in that top 5 in offensive production when it comes to scoring. So is there a world where the Colts can score more points than the Dolphins and the 49ers and the Lions and the Rams? Well, they scored more points than the Chiefs last year. And I believe they scored more points than the Texans. I don't know. I didn't.
They did score more points than the Texans that year. We also might have to stop using the Chiefs' offense as a barometer of if your offense is great or not. Like they win a lot of games. They just don't score a lot of points. So I'm gonna do better on that next year. I might double down. I don't know.
I don't know why I didn't look that up, but I'm just, for the sake of the video, I'm gonna say that they scored more points than the Texans. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and project and say there's no reason why the Colts can't be a top 5 scoring offense next year. When you include the throwing and running ability of Anthony Richardson, the healthy Jonathan Taylor coming into the mix, the year 2 jump by Josh Downs, and the development of A.D. Mitchell, who doesn't have the pressure of being a number 1 receiver and can develop at his own pace with the offensive line being healthy, I don't see any reason why the Colts can't be a top 5 scoring offense. So let me know what you think in the comments.
All right, that wasn't that bad. I feel like I wasn't off. Actually, looking at the numbers, I wasn't that far off when it came to talking about the Colts offense. As far as putting up points, like they were a top 10 scoring offense, outscored the Texans, putting up 23 points a game. And then this year they scored 22 points a game, which is just one point down, and they fell out of the top 15. And even with that, that's still pretty good considering how terrible the season went. Let me see if I can pull up where we were as far as if they go by like rushing or I don't think they have that. No, yards per game, team attempts, rushing yards. They don't have. All right, they don't really break it. Yeah, they don't break it down into rushing and receiving, or I'm not really going to go and look through all that. But yeah, this season offensively didn't go the way I thought it would go. I thought the Anthony Richardson we saw post benching would be the Anthony Richardson we saw the entire year. I do think that if Anthony Richardson comes into this next season playing the way he did in like the Jets and the Patriots game and the Titans, or he didn't play the Titans game. Did he? I don't remember. Whatever. If he comes in and plays that well and is that locked in throughout the entire season, I'm not saying I'm going to say the Colts offense will be top 10. I want to see what we do in free agency. I want to see what we do in the draft and kind of see, how training camp goes and if he and A.D. Mitchell can kind of connect or all that stuff. I want to see that stuff happen, but I don't think I'm ready to back off of the Colts will be a top 5 offense coming into next year. We only scored 1 less point last year. It's 1 less point. So that didn't go as bad as I thought it would. I honestly thought that would be a whole lot worse, but I guess it just goes to show I'm just that smart of a football expert. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think the Colts can be a top 5 offense? Was I off on my take about the offense last year? How do you feel about the offense going into the next season? Let me know. Hit the subscribe button if you got this far. Hit the like button if you got this far. Drop a comment if you got this far. Let's build this thing up, guys. Let's do it. Do it right here. Drop a comment and watch the next video that's on the screen right now. Appreciate you guys. Peace.
Thanks for watching, babe. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel.